And so the final pieces of take is um, we are kind of doing this double publishing. We're doing the publishing of the product, and we're doing the publishing of the course. Um, and then on the checklist, it will essentially say, did you this, did you this, did you that, did you that? Um, Essentially, like checklist. Did you did you did you upload and schedule um, track one for um, release across these 8 channels? Checklist. Yes, I did. Okay, did you do that for track two? Yes, I did. Track three, track four, track five, track six, track seven, track eight, track nine, track 10. And then it'll say, and did you publish the product? And did you publish um, the audio? And then you're left with the question of, is that the complete, has take been completed? And the next piece um, is essentially backing up. Um, and this might fall into the rake, but um, did I back up the final piece of the checklist? Did I back up my no, I guess the next piece is filling out. Um, did I fill out all the correct dates in this spreadsheet? Did I fill out all the correct dates in this checklist? Because we want to have the date that it woke, right? We want to have the date that it was made. We want to have the date it was baked. We want to have the date that it was taped, and we want to um, have the um, and once that's done, then we want to back up everything that we don't want on the main drive, and that is essentially, we don't want, so like, did I back up all the wake? Did I back up all of the make? Did I back up all of the bake? And then um, what do we want to remain? I think that what we want to remain is the baked. But we don't want the make. We don't want any of the raw stuff. The raw stuff can very happily be backed up somewhere. And then we know that we've completed this loop. And I think that if we actually follow through with this, now the question is, how much time does this take? How much time does this or will this take? And we'll only really know that by trying it. But the goal from the goal from a project management timeline schedule perspective is essentially that that if we do this right, we we make and bake, and we make and bake. Which how demanding will that be to make and bake and make and bake? Uh, you know, that should take. Yeah, let's talk about time. That should take between 1 and or we could say between 15 minutes and no, that's not fair to say. To make and bake and make and bake. Should take between somewhere and between 1 and 4 hours. But we eventually want to get it to the point where it's I think eventually it would be fair to say that we want to get to the point where we are able to make and bake in less than an hour. I think that that's a fair thing. So to get to the point where, yeah, where we make it or blade it. We make / blade and bake it in less than an hour per project. That's the eventual goal. Might take longer in the short term. Now, so if we get to that place, wait, is that for both projects or what? I think to say an hour per project. So if we're looking at two, it should be get to the point where it's a 2-hour workday on the first, second, fifth, and sixth. But those are the make and bake days. Mm-hmm. That's something to aspire to. And that how long should it take to take? Once we get it down. I think once we get it down, we open up the browsers, and we go, all right, let's do this. And we go new post, new product, new release, new post, that we should be able to get to the point where paste, submit, paste, submit. We should get to the place where it's, I'd like to say, yeah, half hour. I think that it should be about half an hour or less per project. So it should also be a 2-hour workday. So it should be 2-hour workday, 2-hour workday, 2-hour workday, iteration day, probably 2 hours. I'll continue on the thought of iteration in a moment.